Free practice 2 is upon us. Free practice 1 is over, and the Marina Bay circuit is definitely here. It has more corners than any other street circuit on the calendar. 23 of them, 14 left-handers and 9 to the right. The fact that this is definitely, I'm hearing myself in the background. My apologies real quick there on that one. Then again, I'm not David Croft. But the fact that these are fairly tight corners helps contribute to Singapore having one of the longest average lap times in the calendar, comparably only to Spa, which is about 2 kilometers greater in length. The relatively slow nature of the circuit and the propensity of safety cars means it's longer to average than the complete 305 kilometers minimum race distance. As a result, Singapore almost has the longest race of the season. Not many previous races in Singapore's have been completed under 2 hours. We only have a practice session, of course, the second one. But during its inaugural year, the Marina Bay circuit has revamped with its asphalt surface that uses a polymer modified binder. That's a PMB. Look that one up. That withstands forces exerted by race cars during the Formula 1 race. The high speeds generated by these supercars are able to fling manhole covers free to withstand the high speeds. These manhole covers at the Marina Bay circuit have been welded shut before each race. So, Feral, welcome 1 degree north of the equator. And so, speaking of shut manhole covers and sewers, will Ferrari flush another potential race win?
Oh, well, I don't think it's going to be Ferrari in particular to flush the win, but I would be very aware of the Ferrari strategists giving it another flush. And, you know, once you flushed something on that track, it's very hard to get back due to those welded shut manhole covers. So I sure hope they don't, especially because I don't know. I want Max to lose, not because I dislike him or I think he doesn't deserve to win or deserve to be a World Drivers' Champion, but I would just like to have that championship drag on for a little longer, maybe till Suzuka or something, so it stays interesting, basically.
So, Feral, you obviously have me blinded by the orange flares then, have you?
Exactly,
Is that what
that's
you're saying?
basically the plan. So you're just sitting there, be like, "Oh my God, that track is turning orange," while I can do all the casting myself.
And come to think of it, if Max does wrap it up the season, right, and you know, obviously on Sunday, he can win the championship. I mean, obviously, there's the Dutch army will fly anywhere in the world, of course, and you got a little bit of a flight, about 9 hours and change to go to Singapore from the Netherlands. But I tell you what, the Dutch army will come down there. Do you think we're going to see the Marina Bay covered in orange if Max does win?
I'm not sure. During free practice 1, I haven't seen all too much Orange fans, Orange Army fans, or generally Max Verstappen fans. So I don't think the Orange Army is there in force. We might see maybe 1 or 2 flares, but yeah, the audience has been comparingly unspectacular towards the European races. So not sure what's happening
This
there.
is a question for everybody on the chat. I mean, obviously, if Max wraps up in Singapore, that's great. But I mean, come on, podium celebrations. What track do you think is your best in the world? If you ever had to go to, if you got a free ticket to Formula 1 GP, what Formula 1 GP would you like to be standing right underneath the podium to celebrate the victory out there? Let us know. Which one? Which track would be your ultimate, like, podium celebration track?
I don't know. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of crowds or people, so I would say China because they will probably run still
It's got to
ahead
be on
of.
the current calendar. You can't cut. No, sorry, no, a current calendar, not a non-current
From the
calendar.
current calendar, I don't know where was the attendance low. Maybe Bahrain.
People are going
Like the
Spa,
season
Monza.
beginning?
Monza is one of the only one that actually reaches over the track. A ground on that one. Brazil, Monza, love the atmosphere. Yeah, Tifosi's in town, my friend, on that one. Spa, why Spa, guys? Actually, I didn't think the Spa podium celebrations are great, but I'm curious about that one. Obviously, Monaco's a little bit different. Yeah, Monza, no doubt, because it's the only podium that actually goes over the track, and of course, they allow the Tifosi and everybody to go on to the circuit. Hey, nobody's mentioned Mexico yet. Does Mexico not put on a show with the car being lifted up on the podium? People forgot about that one, didn't they? But yeah,
Well,
Anyway,
Mexico
that's just a
hasn't been
podium
very
celebration,
prominent.
isn't it?
Like it hasn't been very prominently featured lately, so I
Well,
can
because we haven't
understand. Like
been there
I
until a couple more races from now, mate.
Yeah, no,
Singapore.
I was actually not thinking of Mexico until you mentioned it right now, but yeah, that would be great to see podium celebrations there.
Here's one for you guys. Where is the podium in Singapore? I want somebody because you know what. Once again, thank you very much, everybody, for welcoming back. And you know what I love, Ferrell. You know that for a fact. We like to pick people's brains with F1 trivia and knowledge as we're getting ready for our FP2 practice session. But where is the Singapore podium? Tell me exactly. Is it above a garage? Where is it in Singapore?
Well, as
I
far as
want
I
to
can
know that one.
say, the podium is about 1 degree north of the equator.
Yeah, okay, that's an easy one. All right, good one. You're hot and sweaty on that one, aren't you?
Absolutely. That's about yeah, as we always have to find out here, I am terrible with Formula 1 trivia, but fairly talented with all the technical aspects.
Yeah, that's
So,
why we let you out of the garage, mate.
yeah.
You're too good down in pit lane. Anyway, guys, we're still on the way for the free practice session. Now, what a surprise out there. Now, I think at this point, right, you'd had to put the old Lewis is washed up to shame on that one. Because I think Sir Lewis Hamilton kind of just shut the door a little bit on that one, saying Mercs are back during the free practice one.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a fairly solid showing of them, and I was very happy to see that, as I am personally not a big Mercedes fan. It was kind of heartbreaking to see them perform throughout the season, just with I don't know. I think no driver has deserved it to be in a car with that reputation.
It's
Um,
not a car called a pogo stick. Porpoising. Oh, sorry, that's too soon.
Yeah, so it's just yeah, nah, it's just kind of heartbreaking to see. So I'm very happy to see Lewis Hamilton up there. It is well, it is only free practice one. I mean, we have had Latifi topping a free practice session this season
Go
already. So
Tiffy. Yep.
it's like, yeah, it's cool to see him up there. I really hope that is a representative thing they did there, and that this is about where we can expect the Mercedes to be throughout the race.
And you wonder why Nicholas Latifi is like feel obviously not being re-signed because all of a sudden he has the young Dutchman that comes in, which is obviously driven for 3 Formula One cars this season as a reserve driver. The Dutchman steps in there and says, "Well, it's not only Max Verstappen that bears the Dutch flag. Look at me.
Is it like
Didn't he do a fantastic performance in the Williams last race?"
I honestly have to say, like with work throughout the last 4 weeks, I did not really have time to catch up on a lot of happenings in the driver market. So I am terribly prepared here. But is it confirmed that Nick De Vries is going to Williams? Because as far as I'm
Oh,
aware, it's
that's one
just
for you guys out there in the chat.
pretty
And
much
and is
confirmed.
that Chi Keen Wu? Hi from Singapore. Hello, we're here, Chi. Where are you in the Singapore GP? Where are you in a stadium pass? Or you got a general admission? Please let us know, mate, because obviously half of your city is shut down at the moment for Singapore because it's been shut down for a long time, and and the Marina Bay circuit is definitely closed for business of downtown, but it is actually open during the day for general racing. But where are you? And are you, come up and give us a bit of a knock on the door there and say hello. Sorry to cut you off on that one, Farrell, because I mean, you
Yeah, no,
don't
it's
hear from
fine.
many people from Singapore, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it is really a thing I'm curious about. Which driver will end up where? Because as far as I'm aware, Gasly hasn't been confirmed with anything. De Vries neither. Like De Vries, it's fairly certain that De Vries will get into Formula One by next season. I mean, whatever team does not take him is kind of a bit stupid. Because that performance he put on there, that was amazing. The thing is it confirmed De Vries to Williams? Because Alpine is having a seat
I don't
open.
know. It's still open. It's
Um,
silly season, mate. Still.
Yeah,
course. And Mick as well,
McLaren is
Mick
having a
Schumacher,
sneak
where's he
over.
going? Daniel Ricciardo, where's he going? There's still, it's the general stuff. At the moment, of course, Will Buxton will be sitting there talking about it. There, we'll have obviously the other casters of Formula One, but not the racing statistics casters like you and me, mate, and as well as you guys out there. Because guess what? They are great casters and they do their job, but they don't read the chats that you guys do. You guys ask those questions out there, and we will do it. Jose is from southern Texas, so everything's bigger and better in Texas, and no doubt he'll be in Coda at some point in the future. Maybe even make his way up to Las Vegas for the GP next year. But absolutely, isn't it? I mean, who knows where's going where, how, and what? But at least we're going to have an Australian on the grid. It's kind of a tradition, isn't it? Like when one Australia is not on a grid, you're replaced by another one. Okay, Mark Webber goes, Daniel Ricciardo comes in, Daniel Ricciardo leaves, another Australian steps in. So what's going
Yeah,
on?
Oscar Piastri is coming into
Yeah,
Formula One. I'm very happy for him for that. I mean, he has been on the sidelines long enough. But now, really,
Texas isn't that far away from Las Vegas, mate. It's about an hour and change. Well, depending on what are you driving, a Ferrari, a Red Bull, or a Mercedes. That's the difference there. ERS, DRS. Of course, stick to the speed limit. No doubt about that one. Free practice will be underway in a minute. We're just doing our usual podcasting. Of course, myself, the AKA BIG Biggles, and of course, Mr. Engineer himself, Feral, will be providing your entertainment here for the free practice too.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I really lost track of the driver market. So I know Piastri is coming in. As far as I'm aware, he will be driving for McLaren. Is there anything confirmed there?
Yeah, and now driving for McLaren because that whole kerfuffling information because of the contract information. But I tell you, either way,
Right.
Daniel Ricciardo got like a $20 million paycheck. So he's still laughing with that smile on his face to the bank. Either way, he won't be laughing because he won't be in Formula One probably next season, but he's still going to have a smile on his face either way, isn't it? Like, but are you guys
In
laughing at what are you going to be laughing at, guys? Are you going to be laughing at Max Verstappen winning a championship in Singapore? Are you going to be laughing at the fact that there's a 100% chance of a safety car? We're not going to be laughing at the fact that there's going to be no Mikey No situation. Lap cars are going to be allowed to overtake themselves. Will Kevin be back? Kevin will be back in Haas, of course, in
Yeah, just
Formula
an
1. Will Mick
interesting
Schumacher
statistic
be
that
laughing
popped up.
to be in Formula 1?
K-Mag is actually holding the Marina Bay circuit record.
Do I like V8 supercars? I do, my friend. Unfortunately, I don't get too much chance to cast them because I'm too busy casting open wheel racing. But yes, can't go V8 supercars, mate. The mountain. But unfortunately, we're not going to get Formula 1 cars go around Bathurst. Not that they could ever do that, but they have to make their way around 23 corners of the Marina Bay circuit. That's going to be the key for the best street race track on the planet. Do not deny that, anybody. Las Vegas will be fun
Absolutely.
next year. Absolutely. Las Vegas will be fun. You may have seen the tracks before in the
I
previews
I
to it,
sure hope it will
but
be fun. I thought Miami was way too flashy. Like it was just not a Formula One event. Like they had
it's not
guests there who
nighttime.
had no idea what Formula One is or was, and it was just all one big marketing show, kind of. Like it was a cool race, great track, but all the surroundings at Miami, I really, really disliked that.
You got to be
And I
careful
do
when you
hope.
mess with everything in the United States, my friend. There's 3 US GPs next year. How many are there in Switzerland?
Well, none because
All
circuit
right.
racing is illegal in Switzerland.
See?
Um,
But then again,
yeah,
all right,
look,
guys, we're
the
not even
thing
going to
is,
get into the whole, like, who's what's racing and what. But we all, this is actually another question because US is massively popular now in F1. We all
yeah,
love that, right? Now, we all want to see a US driver or even a US team in Formula One. There's been opportunities and all that sort of stuff, and we're not going to debate whether the US tracks are better or not than the classic European tracks or anywhere in the world. But
Now
however,
look,
guys,
the
don't
US
you want to see
tracks.
somebody from the States in Formula One? A US driver or a US team in Formula One again?
I would absolutely be happy to, but like an important point I think I gotta defend here is I'm not saying that the American tracks are bad. I'm saying that the whole show around those tracks, that's just I don't know. It's not Formula One. It's I've always looked forward to the Texas Grand Prix.
Coda,
Also
mate,
great
is
track
one of
and
the best
everything.
tracks on the planet. Yeah,
Absolutely. And Miami has been a fun track to watch. Like it was a great race. I really
yeah,
enjoyed it.
okay.
And I'm always for trying new things. Just the whole surrounding of Miami, that was a crap show. That was just not
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I agree. I mean, you guys would have probably agree at that one because you got to remember, United States of America, there's so many great tracks. Road America, right? We have
Yeah.
Watkins Glen. This and Watkins Glen, remember, used to be in the Formula One calendar. I mean, you spice that track up, that is going to be a baby of entertainment 101. However, it's not entertainment when it comes to filling grandstands and selling tickets, is it? Because remember, Formula One's a media entertainment show. And that's what the F1 Media Liberty Group is trying to provide. And they're doing it quite well because we all wouldn't be here right now watching and being entertained by Formula One if it wasn't for that. If we're going to roll back to the Alberni days, wasn't quite as exciting, was it? Anyway,
Mm.
we're talking politics right now. We should be talking about the cars on track, mate. It's free practice too.
Yeah, but there's not really anything happening on track. They're going
There's
out,
Russell
doing
out
their
there
laps.
flying that Mercedes around at 23 corners an hour. Well,
23
23
corners
corners
a minute
per.
or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
What is it? Here you go. Here's your trivia. Actually, I'm going to throw it real quickly, you guys. What was the fastest time that Lewis Hamilton set during free practice one? Go. You have T minus a lap to get it done. I want to know the exact lap time that he set. The fastest time in free practice one. We'll test him. We will test him out there, mate.
yeah, yeah. I got the sheet in front of me, so I'll stay quiet.
Don't give him a hint. They know. Oh, look at this. Jose, off the bat there. A 43.033. You got that prize there, Jose. Man, nothing gets past that, man. He's
I
quick
bet he
and
had a
sharp.
sheet in front of him as well.
No, Jose is he's always the first in the channel, mate. First supporting racing. And thank you very much for supporting racing statistics as well, Jose. Guys, if you want to beat anybody, first you have to beat somebody in the chat. That's the golden rule, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
You got to beat your chat person before like you're beating your teammate. Anyway, once again, George Russell on track. He'll be the first one to set the benchmark in.
Yeah, 144.6. It's okay.
Dennis said so. Russell's the FP2 king. Granted, we got and Russell's been, obviously outperforming Lewis Hamilton this season so far. However, that banker lap that Lewis did, it's just like, where'd that come from? He's like, he had that Sebastian Vettel like Singapore sling up his sleeve.
Yeah, I think I get that telemetry printed on a poster.
Can you call your name out, Demetrius? Is that correct?
Why? No, I
yeah,
wouldn't. I
I'm a
wouldn't.
butcher of your name. Can you pronounce his name for him, please?
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry if I do butcher your name, mate, but we will call your name out. So we love everybody in the chat. You be polite, you be kind, and you love Formula One, and we will love you back. As we're looking at Sebastian Vettel at the moment, doubling 80's way into a bad corner and going a little bit deep.
Yeah, nice. Vettel overshooting turn 8, but as we know, Vettel, he's just going in there doing his little spinny spin donut right off the bat.
Hey, he's the
Getting back
master
on the track.
of Singapore, mate. So this will be the very last time you're going to see
Absolutely.
Sebastian Vettel drive his way around the track, and he still maybe
Don't
retain his
remind me of
crown.
that. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, but we all love Seb, mate. But he's still going to be around the pit lane. He's going to be hanging there. He's going to be, you're not going to get rid of Seb. He's going to be hovering around Formula One for many years to come.
Yeah, I think he's going to become a co-commentator on the channel here by 2023.
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna guys. I tell you what, if you want Sebastian Vettel to cast with us for racing statistics, I want to see those thumbs up. Do you reckon if we
Yeah,
hit
write him
1K,
a
if we
fan
hit
letter.
1K, then Seb will come and cast with us. I'll call him right now. Let me get my phone. Where is my phone? You got it? It's here. Pass it to me. I'll call
He's
him.
currently driving. He shouldn't be on the phone while driving, so call him in an hour.
I'll call his pit crew and we'll get it radioed through.
Yeah.
Don't forget that like button. Yeah. There's no red button here, man. It's only a like button. But anyway, once again, we are only in the early stages. And Hamilton, man, top of the timesheets again. Merck's come out early and setting a statement, but we have not seen the Red Bulls of Verstappen and Perez and Charles Leclerc. Now, this is a big question right now. What is going wrong with the Ferraris right now? Free practice one, not a great example of what Charles Leclerc can do. Carlos Sainz has
No
been
idea.
owning this track. P4 again for Carlos Sainz. He was P4 in free practice one. Now, Charles Leclerc still sitting in the garage, not doing anything. What's going on?
I have no idea. I mean, free practice one, he has been sitting in the garage for about 20 minutes into the session, 25 minutes almost, which I have found out was due to a brake issue.
Oh, really?
Yes, they were
Oh.
doing something on his brakes, but currently, I mean,
Did I forget
Leclerc's
the
car is
fuel
still in the
again?
garage, and
Guys are
he
mean.
isn't even in his race suit. So
Yeah, maybe he needs to borrow a bit of Seb's beard. Apparently, that was out there. Oh man, I love this chat out there. You know what? The chat is almost as exciting at the moment as the drivers performing their Ocon goes up at their P4. It's almost exciting, isn't it? That's why we love free practice, mate, because we can't all get to mess around. But guys, trust me. Hey, we're going to be straight shooting when it comes to casting the actual race. All right. So we will apologize in advance, as Kevin apologizes for a little mistake that he made going into a turn
yeah, but
14.
his
However, we
little
will
spinny spin
apologize if we
donut.
do not answer your messages, okay, during the race, because trust me, Feral and I will be 100% focused on those 23 corners.
Yeah, I don't know. Magnussen's spinny spin there hasn't been as good as Verstappen.
The Haas crew's liking it right now. They're like, as long as that guy isn't into a fence in, well, not even going to go that one right now. Anyway, Norris, he has no paint on that car right now, sporting that new livery there for the McLaren, which I mean, I think you liked a little bit of red in the back of it, didn't you? If you guys have not seen that new McLaren livery, just Google it. It's quite nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks nice, like neatly designed. It goes very well with the car, but orange and pink.
Yeah, what's the pink on the orange nose? That's and also on the back. That's I don't know. I mean, if I was to go to design school and my teacher said you got to combine pink and orange together, I don't think I'd get a passing grade.
Well, do what McLaren's doing, because while it is still a pretty disgusting combination of colors, it looks good on the car.
It does look good, doesn't it? I'm surprised they made it work.
Like
He's
how
stuck in
do I
traffic.
say
He's got to
it?
murk up the road, but yeah.
Yeah, like how could I say it? Like, I think it still looks disgusting, but it could be so much worse.
Yeah, all right, here we go. It could be a poll right now in the chat. Over all the years of Formula One, which has been the worst livery ever? We all know about the great liveries, but what do you think has been the one that you're going, oh my, oh my God. Who was the designer of that livery?
The Red
That's
Bull Star Wars livery they rocked in Monaco in 20 someone.
That's a one-time thing, but you can't really blame for that. Oh, that's a sponsorship thing, man. Oh, and Russell's parked it somewhere, turn 12, little deep. Mate, we did not see this during free practice one, did we? At all.
Yeah.
Drivers making mistakes. Now we're seeing a few mistakes. Now, obviously, guys out there, just to describe the pictures, they're not bidding it into the fence. But however, they are outbraking themselves.
The car like centimeter. Well, it looks like they're going for optimizing their race pace and really looking on how fast they can go and where.
Fernando reminding the wall that he didn't buy
Yeah.
roses to that corner, did he?
Yeah.
Always buy roses to the wall before you take it out for a date. Carlos Sainz on a fire rampage right now for the Ferrari.
Neat. 2 purple sectors looking good into 3.
I think this is Carlos's way to say, you know what, Charles Leclerc, I'm sorry. There it is. It's called Smooth Operator. Carlos is back in Singapore.
143.7. That's not bad.
Yeah, back to that livery, guys. You guys were mentioning about that. Yeah, the Vodafone. Yeah, I mean, it's so debatable. The yellow the yellow. Well, the Ferrari. I thought the Ferrari livery for Italy was quite nice. But anyway, these are one-time liveries. I'm talking about the overall livery of a team during a season that just like you going. I mean, if they could park that car in a garage, would you accept it, kind of thing? Anyway, one thing I'll accept: smooth operator Carlos. Top of the timesheets by about 0.4 of a second over Hamilton as well. And Alonso always in the free practice top timesheets, but his race pace for the Alpine nowhere there, is it? But he's obviously going to switch that blue for a green next season.
Yeah, probably. I have just been doing some reading on delivery. It's kind of boring. It's just like, oh yeah, this neon pink, it looks cyberpunky, to be cyberpunky here.
Hamilton's out on
about the
track 2,
statement.
lining up the timing boards of the purples, mate. So is Hamilton showing once again up his sleeve the aces? Is he going to pull out a royal flush again? Ace of spades? Sir Lewis Hamilton? He's definitely flying, mate. And Mercedes now really showing their colors. We know you mentioned at the moment, Max Verstappen, both the Red Bulls in the pit garage, no time. Charles Leclerc, no time. But Hamilton, hammer time, could very much be on the top of the timesheets. He's only got turn 23, 24, a few more corners to go. You can see it right there on the telemetry. He's 0.2 up. Yep, there's no doubt in my mind that the Lord Sir Hamilton is back in town. This man, remember, has dominated Singapore, my bad, in the past. He can hook up a lap around here. I mean, I remember one time with Mark Webber casting Lewis Hamilton driving around this track going, the man
I
machine.
sure hope so. I mean, I
this.
am
Boom. Hamilton on top.
4,200th up on Sainz. That's not all too much, but well, both set their times on a medium tire. So that is, or might be showing some real race pace here from the mediums. Thing is, as you might know, I'm not a big fan of Mercedes as a team, but I'm really, really rooting for them here throughout Singapore because I don't know. I kind of feel like every team deserves, being on a win or at least close to a podium at least once a season. And I really think Mercedes is capable of winning here, and I hope they do. I don't care if it is
People have told me
Hamilton
that.
or
Yeah,
Russell or a 1-2 or whatever. I don't care. I just want to see a Mercedes in P1.
A lot of people have come out and said, Biggles and Peril and everybody, like, this could be the chance. This could be the very much race that now Mercedes step back into where Mercedes have been in the past, right? Winning races. That's the key. And so how many drinks or beers that I had? Unfortunately, I did not drink and cast, so 0.00 on that one. But yes, both the Red Bulls are still sitting in the pit lane at the moment. And the reason why I'm like a little slurry in my words and stuff because it's very early in the morning for me. Okay, so I'm a little tired, but Formula One tries to boost my motivation. Red Bulls haven't come out yet, so we haven't seen that time. But as you mentioned, this very much could be the way that Mercedes can kind of flip this championship right now back into their favor. However, I don't think they're going to bring it to Red Bull, but it's a motivation sign, isn't it, going into 2023?
Yeah, looks like they are wrapping up Max's car there. They did something around, I don't know, front suspension, maybe something on the steering angles. Most likely suspension, I think. So he will be out and about.
You're an engineer, mate. You get down there and study the car and find out what they're doing. By the way, guys, they never let Feral outside the casting booth on many races that we've casted before because they understand he's an engineer and he knows exactly. He give him like 1 second to look at a car and he can tell you exactly what's going on. So that's the reason why they don't let you down the pit lane, mate. Remember?
I can't tell you exactly what's going on, but I can give out about 3 or 4 guesses, and one of them is usually right.
Yeah, that's the reason why they put all those pit crew in front of the camera. Stop you.
Yeah.
We do have a poll out there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in at the moment. This is the FP2 Watch Along show in Singapore. We've missed F1. It's been so long. Yellow flag is out there on track. Do you know what that's close for?
Gasly is standing still.
He's gone backwards. Ooh, did I reverse that car back up? Daniel Ricciardo learned that lesson. He's off the racing line.
And then while trying to get it going again into anti-stall. Doesn't look good. Yeah, track is clear again.
I think it actually caused Carlos's time to back off at the moment because he's about 20 thousandths of a second there off Lewis Hamilton's. And no.
It's okay. I'm the math guy.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, you want trivia at the moment? Here's one for you guys out there. How many Tariff visors do drivers have on their helmets during a race? There you go.
How do I not know this? I have prepared so many helmets.
People in the chat know it, mate.
And I have prepared so many helmets throughout my time, but you basically just get them out the package, stick them on the visor, and there you go. I have never counted them.
We got 12, 7, 8, 4.
I would say it's
10.
at least 3.
You're way under that one, mate. Jeez, stick to engineering, okay? You don't stick to Tariff visors. You're wrong on that one.
Yeah, and I would guess it's, I don't know, 10? Like a 10-pack sounds normal. Like, there you go.
I think on average it's 8. Who called the 8? I'll give you that one out there. 8 is good. Inceptor, bingo on that one. 8 is average. By the way, guys, every Formula 1 driver wears a watch. What Formula 1 driver does not wear a watch? I got trivia for you tooth and nail during this free practice session. Science. What driver forgets how many they have left? By the way, the watches, okay. The watches are branded, okay? And I don't know why Charles Leclerc right now is sitting in his pit lane looking at the screens and not in the car, but that's what we're seeing. This is another one for you too. Drivers have the watches. They have to wear the watches, okay? It's a sponsorship deal, all right? However, if you actually look at the driver's watches, they're not set to the correct time. They're not. I know you're not paying attention to that, mate, because you're down in the engineering. But I look at their watches going, Carlos, your watch says, 352, but unfortunately, mate, it's not 352 right now. They have to give the watches back and return them during the promotion. They just wear them for, obviously, sponsorship. However, some drivers actually have the times correctly. Some drivers don't. But some drivers don't wear a watch or have to wear a watch. And that's why I want you guys to answer that one. Sorry, once again, we're going to a podcast, but we are obviously into a practice session. So there's not a lot happening. And Red Bull's still sitting in the pit lane, mate.
Verstappen is out on a hard tire. Currently out lap just past sector 3.
I did get that from Kim, mate. He's an Australian. I know him. He told me about it. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, cut you off. I'm not Kim. Yeah, sorry, I'm talking about another guy that actually does another YouTube channel because he's an Australian. Latifi Radio. What's Latifi complaining about right on the Williams? Apart from the fact that he doesn't have a contract.
About Gasly being a little bit swervy there.
Now you were talking about Gasly before. Going, where's Gasly going to go, man? There's nowhere he can go. He has to stay in Red Bull and maybe just pray that Carlos Sainz doesn't have a good year.
I
That's all.
nah,
Yeah.
I think Gasly
I mean, not Carlos. Sorry,
to
the other. Yeah, the other Mexican
yeah,
driver. My
no,
apologies.
Gasly to Alpine would be a sensible move for promotional reasons because all French team and everything. Problem is Gasly and Ocon are not even on speaking terms anymore. So
Actually, this is a great question. This is a great question. You guys all know about Isaac Glock, right? 2008, Lewis Hamilton, first world championship. Isaac Glock. Believe it or not, Glock has not spoken to Lewis Hamilton about since that moment. 2008. So you calculate the math on how many years that's been. They
it might
spoke
be
just the
the
other day about it. Can you believe that? And Glock, of course, is going, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just trying to drive my race. Like, I'm not trying to plan or do anything. Because also the controversy, of course, is out there going, Glock deliberately did that to help Lewis and blah, blah, blah. No. Formula One drivers don't sit there and sandbag to help somebody. But can you believe they didn't speak to each other all those
probably
years?
not, but Verstappen there getting into 1/10 of sides, being
Oh,
currently following
Maxi.
Hamilton on a hard tire. Just put that out there. He is on hards at the moment,
Oh,
shredding. Not shredding the track that much. I mean, it is his first lap, so of course every sector he's doing is green, but he has a little bit of purple in there on the start-finish straight. So
a bit of orange in there.
there we go into sector 2 with a
But
40.6
what do you think the
second time,
massive difference
one
between the
second
hards
off.
and the mediums are going to be around Singapore?
The hearts and the
Are we
mediums
looking at
looks
two
like
tenths, 3/10?
looks like a second to me at the moment, as Verstappen
Second?
is a second off
Hmm.
Sainz's time right now, and I've been watching the lap. He didn't do any grave mistakes or anything. Looks like a bad track for hard tires. At least from that first hard run I'm really looking at.
This is also, by the way, guys, Verstappen's first time on an actual flying lap and goes immediately up in the P5. Not the best lap for Max, but that was his first lap, of course. It's a banker. Okay, so, mate, we done backflips, right, in the Red Bull pool in Monaco. Do you think Max Verstappen is going to be doing backflips in the San Bay Marina Hotel that you see with the infinity pool? Because that, mate, trust me, up there, mate, that's a beautiful place to be. Like, it's just amazing. But Maxi's Maxi. Sergio Perez is still sitting in the pit lane right now with not a time set. Now, Sergio did a pretty damn good job during the free practice one. So Red Bulls are looking certainly strong around here until Hamilton just said hammer time.
Yeah, well, looks like he isn't coming out too soon, but Charles Leclerc geared up. Nose is
And
being
he's got,
mounted to the car.
to let everybody know, Charles Leclerc is sporting a new helmet this race. Do you know what that helmet is representing?
I guess it's some
It's hard to describe, guys. If you Google right now, Charles Leclerc helmet.
yeah, it's basically
Please,
I see
yeah.
the no war on there in blue and
It's
yellow, so I
love,
guess it
love.
has
I'm saying love. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess it has something to do with the whole Ukraine war thing.
You know what I'd love to see Charles Leclerc do is wear a banana suit while he's racing. Because if you guys go back,
Absolutely.
obviously during the
The
pandemic,
the
he put a banana
aerodynamics
suit on.
the aerodynamics is gonna be terrible, but I think as the FIA, if he sports his banana suit in a race for the full race, I'm gonna give him 5 seconds on whatever time he finishes with.
I give him like a skip on the having to use an extra engine or gearbox or any of that sort of jazz. Like that's okay. You get a banana suit, you skip one. But
Yeah,
yeah, obviously, because we all love Charles Leclerc back in the day of when we all had to sit at home and just watch F1 at home because we couldn't go to the tracks. But guess what? Pandemic's over and Singapore's here. And remember, last time we were here was 2019. Can you believe it's been that many years? since we've been on the streets of Singapore?
Yeah, it's been way too long.
It has. I mean, obviously, Australia, Singapore, Canada, Japan, they all shut down during the pandemic. So, of course, the flyaway races didn't exist in the F1. Fair enough. It was clever. F1 decided to do back-to-back races in other countries. That was smart. But guess what? Forget it. It's bumpy. But guess what? Unfortunately, the first time we casted early in the season, mate, we're not getting that porpoising effect that we saw earlier, did we?
Yeah, no, that has been solved by around the summer break, I guess. So if the teams don't really go on an all new aero thing, I don't think we will see them having any struggles with porpoising again.
So Max Verstappen at the moment on the hard tires P5. Now, P5 you go P5's P5, but that's hard tires. Everybody else is at their fastest times. Alex Albon, let's take that for the Williams, man. He's done a pretty good job there in P8, but he was on the soft tire compound, which is not a tire you probably want to use. Then again, safety cars.
Latifi has been on a soft tire as well, still 1.5 seconds slower than Albon.
But Bottas is on a flyer. We'll see about that one in a minute. Kevy goes up into P5 there on the softs. Yeah, but esports, real sports, it's similar. You take tire strategy gambles, and one thing you can gamble on is a safety car in Singapore. 100% of the time, it's always happened. As the camera's focused right now on Gunter, and Gunter's saying, "Yep, go ahead."
It's not going to be the question of is there going to be a safety car, but the gamble is when will there be a safety car?
Guess who they're showing the camera on right now? Your favorite Ferrari team principal.
My wind indicator.
Yeah, your wind. How's his wind? How's his hair? Is it flapping? How is the wind speed in Singapore?
Looks like not too much. A little bit of a flap on Binotto's hair was to see, but not all too much. So I would guess it's around a little bit more than 1 kph of wind. Wait, let me look at the data. Yeah, it is 1.4 kph. That hair is the perfect wind indicator. I told you.
I miss his glasses, man. He used to have the really great frames. He's changed. Oh,
yeah.
Perez Perez has not crashed, but he definitely tank slapped that wall. Perez, by that barrier.
That was no
flowers
slap.
With love. Go ahead.
He just drifted out of that corner, and the downforce gripped again. He did, as far as I've seen, he did not touch the wall. It was very close. It definitely cost him some time, but he made it through without any contact.
And by the way, too, thank you very much for the chat. Where is Lando Norris? Where is Daniel Ricciardo? Perez is on a flyer right now, but tell you what, that was a bit of a tank slapper against the wall there. But Perez is still flying. He's going to commit to this lap. We're getting a little bit of audio, but we can't hear it, of course. But, well, you don't mess with a Mexican, my friend. He can spice things up here in Singapore. Seven tenths, and definitely probably he might invalidate this lap. Will he commit or will just box?
It looks like he is committing.
That's just a bank error as he goes on.
Yeah, it's his first lap out, of course. Yeah, every sector is green because he hasn't hit the track before. After 30 minutes,
he's already on 8 down. Oh, another hit the wall at 22. Perez has got a box now. He's committed to 23. Carlos Sainz is going blisteringly quick in the middle sector. Well, guess what, guys? This is only a free practice too, and we're getting hyped. Carlos Sainz getting hyped. Says, "Hey, I speak Spanish, my friend, as well, but I speak Spanish as in vamos, vamos, vamos." As he's going a little bit quicker on the timesheets. Ocon, surprisingly up in the P3 as well.
Yeah, so where are we there with Norris? P16.
Run that in the garage and find out what happened. What's happened? Because I mean, Daniel Ricciardo, we all know. I didn't want to go into Daniel Ricciardo. He still sit there. Charles Leclerc, but that's a big question. But don't worry about that because everybody at the moment, my friend, is signing Sharpies into the barriers of Singapore. saying, well, the Great Wall of Champions is not definitely Canada, Singapore, and you get your Sharpie out and sign your name everywhere. Everywhere. Alcon's hit the wall. Paris is at the wall. When talking about hitting the wall, of course, is in the little tapper. Carlos Sainz is at the wall. Hey, what's that corner? They're all slapping that wall, and that looks to be like the third sector.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's the third sector.
DHL thing. Looks like it is turn 14.
The right-handers as you go underneath the freeway. So that's got to be around
2021, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask the chat, mate. They'll know immediately. They have Charles Leclerc now on track. So here's Leclerc. Finally, once again, mate, struggling to get out on the track during free practice 1. And now, half a free practice session down, is finally back out on track, guys. Let us know. Where do you think Mr. Charles Leclerc can get on the timesheets?
I hope higher than Max.
You just don't like. I know. I don't even know if you even like a car. Charles Leclerc, but loves the DRS zone into the most famous overtaking places you are ever going to get. And that's what you'll see overtaking, of course, into the Formula 1 GP into turn 9, I think it is, after you go down the straightaway. And, we are actually seeing the old helmet cam. You've been there before.
Oh, yeah.
You're fighting this beast of an animal around Singapore. It's bumpy. And you don't realize how bumpy it is, isn't it? Until you go into the actual driver cam and see the neck. And remember, the drivers know this is the grueling one. This is a race where the cockpit is like a Australian Texas barbecue. It's burning, and you have to sit there for 2 hours. Charles Leclerc has to do it. He's half a second down right now on the current fastest time, which is his teammate. See how old look at the track map at the moment. You can see where old Charles is.
Yeah, going in.
And traffic as well. Ooh.
Yeah, but it's a medium tire he's on, so that's not going to be a P1.
It looks so like you're going to hit the wall every time. 23 and 24. I might be delayed on that one. Charlie goes up into P2. Wow, I tell you what, racing is so quick, mate, that even our pitches are slower than the channel. So we do apologize for that one. But it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment with a yellow flag. Hey, a Ferrari 1-2.
Yeah, followed by Bottas. Just
and
putting
a Ferrari
it out
1-2-3.
there that we have an Alfa Romeo in P3. Only about
what about
7
Yuki Tsunoda? I mean, and anything you want to talk about the Japanese driver recently, guys, that you want to be aware of? He's signed up again.
Yeah, was just about to say there isn't really too much to talk about with Tsunoda. He re-signed at AlphaTauri for next year. Still wants to open up his own restaurant rather than become an F1 champion.
Hey mate, have you tasted the food he's brilliant? Anyway, Ocon's at a flyer. And keep an eye on George Russell. He wants to prove something here. And there was obviously a big question. I had so many people tell me that Mercedes can very much make the race win happen for the first time this season in
Ocon
Singapore.
into P2. Nice. I mean, still 6 seconds off, so Sainz has really put in a great lap.
Yeah, Hamilton's on a flyer as well. So Merck's Toto Wolff at the moment. We don't have a camera on Toto Wolff. We don't see his Bose headphones, but we'll see Russell go up at the P2. We will see Hamilton. That's the key right now. Check out the 7-time world champion on the mediums and see what sort of time he can put in. They're all tapping the wall right now, mate. They're all just signing their name with love from Mercedes. We'll see how that's going to pan out. But Hamilton, hammer time. He might have been a little bit slow in Sector 2. This is training, pretending qualifying. This is our dress rehearsal for a race that we'll be casting and obviously on Sunday. So Yes, we
Yeah,
are
Valtteri
definitely.
just
Yeah.
overshot the corner again, like
Oh,
into turn
Hamilton hit the
8.
wall a little bit. I don't think Hamilton got the pace on this lap right now. Is he on
Hamilton
the
is
He's
on a
on the
medium
softs.
tire. No, he's on medium.
I thought
Oh, he's on
no, he's on the
soft. He is
softs.
on soft.
Yeah,
Damn.
come and Hamilton's hammer time, but that's half a second down. So he made a
Yeah,
mistake in the
Marcus.
middle sector. He was fast in the first one. And will he
I
go for
mean,
another lap,
it is
mate?
Mercedes in 2 and 3.
I don't think
Happy
he's
for
going out for
them.
another.
Like really, I really want them to do good here, and it looks like they are doing. I'm kind of curious on like what Sainz doing up there, while
And what are
Leclerc is so
McLaren
far
doing too?
down.
There, Norris may be finally out. Here he is. I was going to say, you guys were asking, where's Norris? He's now finally decided with 22 minutes left or so in free practice 2. And yes, we are hyped like qualifying. Trust me. But it is only free practice as I'm trying to swallow. It's early in the morning. Turn 14, Norris. Yeah, you got me up early in the morning, okay? I had my coffee. I've had my little daily dose of ERS and a bit of F1. Norris is on the track right now.
Yeah, looking good so far.
Come on, Lando. And the new livery. Oh, my scrapes the wall at 22. I'm sorry. I'm going to be really delayed on this one with the pictures, but
And
Lando,
it's okay. We get the
P9
picture at about the same time, but
on softs
our
too.
pictures are just delayed on the data coming in. That's unfortunate.
There's something scary right now. I would be a little concerned right now down in the McLaren garage because that's Norris on softs. And Daniel Ricciardo hasn't really even gone out to put a good lap in. Ooh, is McLaren dropping this championship now?
I don't think
Well,
they're actively dropping it.
did he hit the wall? I mean, watching a replay right now. It doesn't. Oh, yeah, power slide into turn 1920, I think it is, and doesn't hit the wall. Yes, this is a little scary, of course, because I love McLaren. I love Lando. Of course, I love Daniel Ricciardo. But yes, something is not working
I mean,
out for that McLaren team.
McLaren is fairly close to Alpine, so they might get into a P4. So I don't think they're dropping anything there.
Lando was drifting, all right. Exactly. But that's you got to remember too, guys. That's probably Lando's first real flying lap, so that's not really that competitive. His time, it's plenty of time to go. Sergio Perez back out, and what are the other key moments to look at here? Now we do know the Ferraris, and that's actually very impressive for Charles Leclerc having issues in free practice 1. Got it done, got some good times, but I guarantee, look at that Mercedes 3 and 4, and you know for a fact that the Red Bull pace and Perez is 8th. And look where Verstappen is, P15. There is no way that Max Verstappen is going to be happy with a P15, even in a practice session with 19 minutes to go.
I don't know. I mean, it
When's
looks
the last
like
time you've seen Max Verstappen finish in outside the top 10 in practice session? Not going to happen. AlphaTauri's jumping out of the
yeah, a
it's
little
in the
bit of
pit
a
lane.
fire
Yeah,
there.
it's being pulled back in. Sorry, guys, I'm getting hyped up on that one, but it's just camera angles we're
Yeah,
getting for you.
yeah, but it looked like there was a little bit of a fire
Oh,
extinguisher.
they were looking at it exactly. Now there's a
Yeah.
bit of a commotion going on. Now the driver's safe. The car's pulled back, and Pierre Garzi is out of the car. But there was a bit of a commotion down in the pit lane. Now remember, the drivers are not allowed to touch the car. Engineers are not allowed to touch the car if the lights are on when there's a electrical fault, right? With the ERS.
Exactly.
Okay. Nobody's touching the car right now, so they're probably pondering on that one. Everybody's safe. The car's in the garage. Gasly's out of the car. A little bit of concern from everybody, but the main thing is everybody's safe. Gasly's even a little bit concerned, isn't he? Looking at yes, a little burn. That's probably a battery or something, isn't
Yeah.
it, mate? Wait,
No,
okay,
there won't be a
explain what it
battery up
is that we're
there.
looking at. Explain the pictures, what we're looking at.
Basically, we see at the cooling duct, the air
Near the
intake
T-cam, right?
above,
At the top.
yeah, above the head of the driver. We just see that the foil they slapped up there, that's a little bit burned up, so it looks like there was coming some heat in from underneath it. Now, what that is, like, if I how those engines look
We're
like,
going to watch a replay of him entering the pit lane right now. Yeah, exactly. But there's no actual energy management there.
yeah,
So
there's
where do you get a
nothing.
fire or something? Here we go. He goes on his pit box as a scheduled routine to return to the pits.
Yeah,
The
it's all
team are
good.
there, and then all of
Mechanics
a sudden
are
something happens.
putting him up. Everything is good. They're putting on his wheels. They start driving him in.
Yeah. And then
Looking
something
into
happens.
the pit lane, so no car is
Oh,
coming
yeah,
or
it's an
cutting off. And then it's just
explosion.
out of nothing. It's
Yes.
just like bam, fire.
There's an explosion that happened above his head, and you've all watched TCAM before. Oh, yes, it's a massive fire that it blew up.
That's quite a fire.
What is there to even? And obviously, they put the fire out. The driver's safe. That fire was
Yeah,
put
yeah,
out in
they
about a
put the fire
millisecond.
out.
But what is there to cause that fire?
I have
You're an engineer. I mean, there's no batteries
idea.
there. It's intake. It's just an air intake, isn't it? There's nothing there that
Yeah.
actually. Wow. F1 definitely surprises us every day, doesn't it?
It
It's
might
all good, guys. Yeah, but
like
that was just a
by
shocker.
the thing, like how it just flared up. I think it's gonna be something electrical, but
But
is it
what electrical is there? It's the intake above the. Guys, just to explain
maybe
it,
the battery of the
it's-
T-cam?
you know where the T. Oh yeah, you're right. The T cam is above the drivers. You all know that, right? It's where it's above the intake.
Yeah, it might
above the
be
driver's
something
head.
like that, but
And it just went pop. I mean, I guess it's kind of like if your cell phone blows up a battery. Kind of looked like that. We may be exaggerating,
yeah.
but yeah.
It looks
Yeah, something like that.
I would say it is definitely something electrical. I mean they
Judged
have
by the
those.
color. Actually, that's a great question. By the color of the flame is an indication of what liquid would be in that one. What did you say, Jose? What color? It was a really yellow orange, right? So.
So
What is
Jose
what is the
Jose
color of
is
batteries
with me
when they
there.
burn?
Battery shootout.
Yeah, I think you're
So
right. I think you called it. That's the battery that powers the TCAM.
probably.
Would we agree on that one, guys? That's one for the poll. Was it a TCAM battery burnout? There you go. Either way, driver safe. It's all good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I wouldn't
yeah.
put my hand in the fire for that, but that's most likely what it looked like.
But you notice that drivers could not touch the car because obviously the big thing they're worried about is the electrical. But you know, guys understand there is there are lights. This is the thing. If you go study a little bit of F1, just around the T-cam, there are lights on the T-cam. Each light represents if the car is safe to touch, not safe, and all that sort of situation.
Yeah,
Now, that blew up, right? So they had no idea what the lights were. So can you touch the car or not? They don't know. This is great. This is going to be like something you'd be debated about for a few days. Anyway, Perez is on a flyer.
So yeah, apparently I don't think we will see Gasly back out for the session. So yeah, also with all the statements on live feeds and text things I'm seeing, nothing. Nobody really knows what it is. It's just like an unusual.
The team
place to
didn't know,
catch
man. They're
fire.
all sitting around the pit garage going, "We don't
It
know
is.
what's going on."
I'm not even certain. Like, why would you put a battery to the T-cam? You have an electrical system in the car.
Well, because
use
of course
that.
they can't probably take energy. This is a great question, actually. This is one for you guys out there in the stats and racing stats. We're watching Pierre Gasly being pulled into his garage right now.
Again, like it looks all very normal.
What they're going to show you right now is like we're watching his T-cam and it blows up purple. Oh, that's just the color.
Purple pinkish. Maybe the
and
AlphaTauri is.
And look at everybody. They all go, "What?" And the good thing immediately is he gets out of the car in a second.
Absolutely. But I'm gonna call it. It is AlphaTauri being jealous of that pink livery the McLarens are sporting, so they thought they might light up in pink as well. You know,
look how quick the marshal put that out, mate. That was about 2 seconds that fire was done. It wasn't a big fire.
The more I see it, yes, I am with Jose. That's
gotta be a battery, right? Yeah.
It's got to be.
Lithium
I wouldn't
battery.
know why else. Like this
Yeah,
this distinct.
lithium battery blows up in a certain color. Look at that one because of the
Exactly.
elements. Anyway, yeah, we are still obviously we are racing. Of course, we are well
Yeah,
practicing.
it is like that pink magenta. It is lithium. Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah, I
The
agree with
only
you on that
thing I
one.
could think of why there is lithium there is because of a lithium battery. On the other hand, why would you put a battery up there? That's the
Well, because
thing.
you
It
got to
looks
power you got to power the T cam.
yeah, but why
Where are you
don't you
going to power it
place
from?
the
You can't power
battery?
it from the engine.
You can power it very, very low down and ooh, seeing a lot of Swiss hearts there like that.
This is
Um,
actually a very, very great question to
why
ask because we've never
why
even, I've
wouldn't
never
you
even,
place
yeah.
the battery on the bottom of the car
It's a
where
small battery, mate. It only has
it
to
will
power a
lower
T
your
cam.
center of gravity. I mean, most cars are painted in matte color because that's going to save you a few hundred grams on a paint job because it is lighter than shiny paint.
True, true.
So
Yeah.
why would you place a battery that is relatively heavy
Okay.
up in there?
This is a great question. I believe that the T cams and all that are controlled by the FIA. It's mandatory they all have to have the same.
Yeah, it
So
might be
teams
that
have
this is
no
just
control
one part
over it.
where they're like, all right, this is the part, that's
Yes,
where you screw
yes.
it on, and it is one enclosed system with battery
Yep.
management, camera, and
It
antenna to
was like
send it.
that back in the 80s when they first started putting cameras on there, and I believe it's still the situation today. You guys can verify that. But I believe the teams have no. What do you think the teams are so probably surprised about that happening? Because they're not used to it.
Yeah, I've never seen a car catch on fire there.
No, we have
So,
never seen that. I've never seen a T-cam blow up before in my life.
oh,
That's for
we
sure.
got Sheldon with a pretty good a thing in there. The battery is there in case that the power unit shuts off, so you have a backup.
Ah, but are they powering it from the car? That means it takes energy from the battery, from the energy recovery system, because this is not a electric car. Remember,
Yeah, well,
this is
if it
a
is
yeah.
the same camera for everyone with the same energy specifications, it is the same
Mm,
handicap on pulling energy out of the system for the
correct.
camera for every car.
I think it's self-sustained. I don't think it's going to be drawing any power from the engine unit because teams will be like, we don't want to kind of tap into that one. I think it's going to be a self-propelled. Anyway, we're looking at Haas in the moment in a
Right.
replay.
I don't know if you have seen
That's
that,
Kevy.
but Pierre Gasly back into the car.
And
So
that's interesting. How quickly could you swap a T cam? It's not like something like a front wing, is it? Like that's something you can't swap in a
well,
second.
question is, do they have to swap the T-cam? I mean, it is not
Oh
a
yeah,
problem.
true.
All right, so I think I see what was going up in flames there. So you see with the T-cam, every driver has,
Yep.
there is next to that air intake above the driver's head, there is this little black wing coming out, either to the right or to the left side.
That's the camera itself. Yes.
No,
There's
that's not the
two.
camera. The camera is the T thing. Oh, is there two cameras? So I
There's two
think
cameras. Yeah, they put one and two. Yep.
that's the thing that caught up in flames.
And it has a rotating screen, obviously, as you know, that
Yeah,
clears the like a visor. It
exactly.
just rotates. It has to be self-propelled. I believe the battery just exploded on that one. And then
Yeah.
that's what one for the rule books. Then right, the team's going to go to the rule books and go if obviously. Do you write in the rule books to say if the TCAM blows up or makes a mistake, do you have to can you continue to drive with it, or do you have to replace it? That's got to be one for the books. How do you? I mean, also,
Well,
at the moment, do you get what the reason why they're looking at the front wing of AlphaTauri right now?
well, basically because they changed things about that, and they explained what exactly they were changing.
Ah, okay.
Oof,
Lewis Hamilton
Hamilton.
makes a mistake and has to go from the
Yeah,
runoff
into
area at the
turn
moment.
one there, but
And
it's
Lewis
fine. I
doesn't make
think he has.
mistakes too often as well, mate. So
Yeah,
that's
no, I think he has performed quite
yeah.
well throughout these two sessions we see here. So yeah,
We are right, guys. We are going down to the business end of this practice session. Only about 8 minutes and change to go from right now. We'll be focusing obviously on that little electrical, or we presume electrical fire on the T-cam. But still, there is definitely Ferraris on top of the timesheets, and
yeah.
both. And the big surprise is, where is Verstappen, and why is he not doing the Verstappen magic?
He's just in the pits.
Oh, Max has a problem from suspension. All right, that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Damn, these guys. I mean, you guys out there, guys and girls, you're just too quick for us. I mean, just what? I mean,
Verstappen just did 3 laps throughout the session. Has
you
been
can be
sitting
my
in the pits
engineer
since
any day
then.
of the week, guys. Well, these guys should be engineers for F1, mate. They're so sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time we reported on it, they already know what's going on. AlphaTauri at the moment, at the moment in the garage, going, what the? It's just going on with that. Anyway, remaining time left. We have a Ferrari out on track. Look at the track map, of course. You can see the cars on the Singapore. Both the Ferraris are out there putting in times. Nobody's lighting up the timing boards at the moment. That's why we're really not focusing on any cars, because they're just doing outlaps, essentially. I expect a couple of fast laps now, mate. What do you think?
Probably. I mean, everyone who is out currently basically is out on soft tires, or at least Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Vettel, Guan Yu Zhou, Ricciardo. Latifi is probably in on soft tires this lap. But yeah, I wouldn't know. I think we will see some fast laps.
Bob
Still,
was saying he doesn't want to spend 30 weeks away from his home as an engineer. I agree with that one, Bob. Charles Leclerc on track at the moment, says Bob. Don't worry about that. I'll lift you up there in a little bit of Ferrari power for the Tifosi, perhaps there, because at the moment, Charles Leclerc does he?
yeah, well,
He got a couple of mini purple sectors here.
Yeah, well, I would take this job in a heartbeat. I mean, it is very well paid. You do this for like 2 or 3 years. It's great on your resume. Well, you
Don't see
travel.
your family, really?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. My family's annoying. So that's fine with me. I would just not really know what I do with my cat.
I'll take it. How about you bring a cat? We can put him in cargo class. How about Charles Leclerc at the moment? Do you think he's going to put his cat in the back of the cockpit of the car of the Ferrari? No, not in Singapore. Charles Leclerc, can he
I think
beat Carlos
never.
Sainz?
It's
He is
single.
definitely up on Carlos at the moment. Charles
Yeah.
Leclerc. I am predicting a Ferrari on pole here, so maybe. But obviously,
just
there's
hope
only
it's
free
not
practice.
Leclerc. Leclerc shouldn't get pole because
Why are you
100%
so
of Leclerc poles.
anti-Leclerc?
Yeah, 100% of Leclerc poles. It was a Verstappen win. You know?
All right, fine. But can you grant this Monaco driver at least a pole position in Singapore? He's 2 tenths down.
Next
Okay, it's
year.
not. Remember, it's not qualifying, guys. Not
He's
qualifying.
getting
It's just free practice.
he's getting a pole next season. That's okay. But this season, no.
He didn't get it anyway. He didn't get quick enough on Carlos Sainz. He made a little bit of mistake in sector 3. I think a replay of that one will show us where we went wrong. Tap against the wall? Not
No,
really.
no.
Just yeah. What happened to Max? That's a great question. We don't know. Apparently, we heard if you scroll up in the chat, there's some issues with his car at the moment, and trust me,
Yeah.
the racing statistics team know exactly what's going on.
But he
pit
is
lane.
back on another outlap. I think it was just really an issue with the front suspension. Or steering or something in the front. Most likely suspension.
Here's Vettel, of course, the mastermind,
Again?
the legend. Even
Again
Vettel's
into turn
struggling
8?
right now on track.
Yeah, Vettel and turn 8. Not gonna become friends.
And he kissed the wall as well. I mean, you got to remember, Sebastian Vettel has like won this race how many times? 5, if I'm not mistaken. Lando Norris is struggling big time. Both
No,
the
out on a hard
McLarens are.
tire with a lot of flow-vis. That's not gonna be a fast lap. That's gonna
Does he
be
have the flow still in the car? I don't think so. Is
front
that
wing.
this is the pink and the livery you're
No,
looking
no,
at?
no, 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 no. They put it on the front wing.
Alright.
Front wing and
Yeah,
nose
you're
is
an engineer, mate.
covered
I
in.
can't get that
Yeah.
past you. Sorry, my bad. Come
Oh
on,
yeah, they
Lando.
are.
Lando's not improving,
Yeah.
mate. No, at all.
Norris also back
It's
into
not.
the pits.
All right, guys, this is down crunch time. So, do the teams kind of show off a little bit of their pace, or you think they're just like working on as the obviously the tow truck brings the car back there? What is going on? Like, I mean, where is Max?
Max Verstappen out of the Singapore sling, start finishing straight, starting his lap now.
I think we got the
Oof.
message out there. He changed front suspension in free practice 1. and they changed back. Yeah, that's probably true. But now's the time to show if Verstappen can do what Verstappen wants to. Remember, it's one thing. It's only free practice. But I always say psychological warfares are on track, right? If Max just dominates this, it throws everybody else as the other drivers going, can we beat Max this weekend? I'm not quite sure they can
Probably.
because
Well,
Max is flying.
his fourth lap of this practice session, 3/10 clear
Unbelievable.
through sector
Sparks are
one.
absolutely all over the place, mate. Max is back. They say Super Max, but it's Super Max 23 times around Singapore. And this is the first really fast lap he's done on free practice too. And we all know Max for a fact. This man wants to show everybody he wants to win a championship. And guess what? It's only free practice, but it goes to show you that Red Bull he wants to dethrone the Ferraris, doesn't he? He has to.
Yeah, Euro max speeds intensify. I mean, only 7,000ths of a second clear through sector two onto Carlos Sainz.
It's so close.
Little
But
bit
this is
of
going to
smoke
show you
coming up from
how
the
Red Bull
tires.
going to handle. Oh, little lockup. How Red Bull's going to handle the final third sector. That's going to be the key here.
There we go. Last
guys
chicane.
out there. Will
Really
Max get it?
snuggling
Will
it
Max
up
not get
to
it?
the wall. Into this, like, he is giving it his all. That battery's going to be drained. And he only puts it into P4.
Oh, yeah. Let me look at that. So it's 3/10 down. So third sector. I'm not quite sure. Remember, that was really his first flying lap in FP2. So not bad.
Yeah.
Remember. At least his T-cam didn't blow up. Yeah, you can see the sector times right now. He killed it in sector 1.
Absolutely.
Sector 2, sector 3.
2/10 clear
not
sector
so good.
1, then lost 4/10 through sector 2.
But first lap. So, okay, granted. And at the moment, it looks like it's damn hot down there in the pit lane garage, my friend, because they're using those what do you call it? The coolers,
dry
of
ice
course.
cooler.
The dry ice, yeah. Mind you, guys, that is called carbon dioxide, so I don't think you want to be breathing that in too much.
Yeah, as long as you get oxygen. As we're in the last minutes and doesn't look like anyone is doing anything, let me hit you with something very interesting. The human body is incapable of measuring oxygen intake. It is only capable of measuring the carbon dioxide output. So if you're not breathing in any oxygen, but you can breathe out carbon dioxide, you won't feel as you would be suffocating.
Ooh.
Which is why you can basically be sprayed with dry ice and CO2 without it being a struggle for you because you're still breathing it out.
Is that why you're doing that to me in the casting box earlier before? And I'm going, I can't breathe, but I can really.
Yeah, no, we don't publicly talk about my bloating.
Jose's correct you on that one, mate.
Yeah.
Down to Jose. Nothing gets past Jose. Anyway, guys, I have to pretty much say that is P2 wrapped up.
Yeah, I think it might be the point here to be honest here. Jose is actually my burner account. I'm just always reaffirming whatever I say from the burner account, so I feel better about myself.
All right, so we'll recap this one. Thank you very much. Charles Leclerc second. Ferraris 1 and 2 for the practice session 2. George Russell, great early lap, got that P3. Max Verstappen definitely had to prove that he could not settle with a P13, and he ends up getting a P4. Hamilton, very early time there. Hamilton's still in this one. Be great to look at P3 practice session come up tomorrow. Ocon, great. Bottas, fantastic job there for P7. And Alonso always producing when it comes to practice sessions. Perez down to P9, that been something questionable. At least Norris got a P11 time in there, but it's 1.4 seconds off the pace on softs. And then no other real surprises if you go all the way down. Michael Schumacher not doing a great job there. Latifi, well, he even got a seat next season, so you don't expect. He didn't even go out, actually, I believe. But Daniel Ricciardo, once again, I mean, Dan's not going to give up. No doubt, even though he's not going to drive next season, it's still 2.8 seconds off the pace.
It looks like the Williams there is still trying to improve times.
And Alex Albon,
Um,
P16, mate, 2.5 off the bubble.
yeah,
So
is
Williams
it
are not
Albon?
performing. Yeah, P16 Albon. Like, that's not the Williams pace that we saw, obviously, in the previous races. But I'll tell you what, Ferrari, did Benito's hair just like flicker a little bit more? Because they kind of just dominated a little bit of this FP2 practice session.
I don't know, but seeing Sainz up there in P1 again?
2/10 over his teammate, 2/10 over. But
Yeah.
Charles, remember, came out late, so
Might
granted,
we
Charles didn't have
look
as
at a
many laps.
Sainz win?
Ooh, you can't change your bet now, mate. It's too late. You locked it in before. But what you won't be
I
locking in, of
didn't bet
course,
anything. I
is
just said that I see a fair chance of Mercedes performing very well, and that I personally would want to see a Mercedes win here. Don't care what driver, I just want to see Mercedes win here.
that's
But
true. People predicted it,
looking
mate. Yeah, I agree to
looking
that
at
one.
that,
Guys,
might be a
Buck
Sainz
Schumacher.
win.
I'm sure, well, Mick Schumacher would love to be there. Charles Leclerc at the moment is probably happy on the team radio. That's it for, obviously, the free practice session. We went through the surprises and not surprises. But I tell you what we probably would have been talking about Max Verstappen if he didn't get that car up in a P4, right? He probably would have been like going, what's going on with Max? Like, that would have been a talking point. Because remember, this is free practice too. It's it. They had to close the doors, shut the circuit down, and wake up tomorrow evening again to do free practice 3 before qualifying. Another thing too, mate, the drivers stay up very late when they fly in Europe for Singapore because they need to get adjusted to the time zone.
Well, the thing is, they are driving by European time standards, so they don't really need to do anything about the jet lag.
They do. They have to stay up late. I've been staying in a hotel before and seen drivers in the lobby at 11 a.m. in the morning. Sorry, 11 p.m. So you can't tell me that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sure. No, it's well, basically for Singapore time, they are staying up late, but they're basically just switching the time zone, but not their sleep and behavior.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, I'm the wrong way. They're just delaying it or whatever. But guys, any surprises out there in the chat? Did who who was expecting any of this stuff? I mean, apart from the blowing up T cam, we've already been over that one. Any other surprises?
Yeah, you know what? Just talking about the blowing up T-cam, that wasn't really an issue as Gasly has been back out on track fairly a fair bit, actually.
Yeah, he's got less weight on the car now. He doesn't have a T cam.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a
So,
talking point, all right? So make sure you subscribe to Racing Statistics, and the information's here. And guess what, guys? You know what? We can all talk about it in Discord. All the information's in there. Come and chat to me. Come and chat to Feral, right? We'll talk T-cams all day long, won't we, mate? In the Discord. So make sure you hit all those
nah,
buttons.
I'm probably going to wait for the stream here to end, entertain you. Then I'm gonna go get groceries, pay bills, do all that boring adult stuff.
Can you buy me a new T-cam? Are you all right?
No,
All right.
I think that should fall under warranty.
Can you buy some flowers for Jose for the massive support he does here in Racing Statistics?
I do this every week, don't you know?
All right. Yeah. Thank you, guys. It's been a blast. And, well, the man behind the scenes, of course, that puts this channel on is always doing everything he needs to do. You guys have been fantastic. This has been the free practice 2. Guess what? You get a little bit of a snooze. Free practice 3 is ready tomorrow. And then qualifying, which is massively important, as you know, in Singapore. And then the race day, you're going to have to put up with me and Feral again to see whether or not Max Verstappen and the Orange Army will win the Formula 1 Championship. So please tune in. Please subscribe. Please support us. We love you all. Don't go anywhere for too long. We'll be back very soon. Love you all. Good night.
Yep. See ya. Bye.